Hey everyone, this is Chef Fran from the Zinga Culinary Kitchen. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite street foods. It's called Dan Noodles. And Dan Noodles have their roots in Chinese and Taiwanese cooking, and they're named after the pole that people would sell these noodles would place their noodles on. So let's get started. We're going to start with pickling our own mustard greens. Here we're going to start with some hot water, some vinegar, sugar, and salt. Then we're going to dissolve that all and then pour it over our mustard greens. Next up, we're going to make our own chili oil. So what I'm going to do is start with a neutral oil. Here I've got some grapeseed oil, and in that I'm going to place a cinnamon stick, some star anise, and Sichuan peppercorns. Some red chili flakes. We're going to get this to a slow boil, so we're going to put it on medium-low. And once it reaches that boil, we're going to let it go for about 6 to 7 minutes, then turn it off. Then let it sit in the oil until you're ready to use it. Before you put it into a different container, take out the cinnamon stick and the star anise. Next up, I've got some noodles that I've boiled according to the directions on the package. And when it's all done, I'm going to save about a 1/4 cup of the liquid. Now it's time to make the sauce for our Dan noodles. We're going to start with some sesame paste, some dark soy sauce, sugar, ground Sichuan peppercorns, the chili oil that we made, some finely grated garlic, and then water from the noodles that we made earlier. Next up, we're going to brown our ground pork. It's important to let this go for as long as you can to render out as much of the fat as possible. After your pork is nice and brown, here I've got some sweet bean sauce, Shaoxing wine, dark soy sauce, and 5 spice powder mixed together. And you add that to your pork mixture and cook it for another 2 to 3 minutes. After our pork is completely done, we're going to take the pork from the pan, and in that same pan, we're going to chop up some of our mustard greens and then saute that for about 2 to 3 minutes. And for our final ingredient, we're going to boil some choy sum, which is the cousin of bok choy, in some salted water for about 1 to 2 minutes. Now comes the fun part, assembling our noodle bowl. So in a bowl, we're going to put some sauce on the bottom. On top of that sauce, we're going to place noodles. The choy sum that we boiled for 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to place that right on top. Then our ground pork. And then the mustard greens. And then top the rest of it with some radish shoots, green onions, and some ground peanuts. And there you have it, Dan noodles with ground pork and homemade chili oil. I hope you have enjoyed watching, and I hope you have fun making this at home. Thanks.